Yeah, all of a sudden it died.
Right, any,
That?
anything, public comment, unless if it's not on the agenda, if you have a public comment,
We're on the agenda for part, all right?
you are, yes.
Pam Jackson,
Hi.
and I live down there on 313, and I've been involved with all of the paving, all of the sewer.
Yep.
And, I am concerned about my driveway that's a year and a half old. And I just got an estimate, there's $3,300 worth of damage done to my driveway. The driveway was fractured. But, I have pictures, it would like.
Sure, yeah.
Where do I give it to Tom?
Yeah,
Lived next door to each other for years, so.
God bless.
yeah, I know.
Purple heart, baby.
You're not. You're black.
Yeah, no.
It was my opinion with the town manager before they started this project. And I was told that it was gonna be put back the way it was, so we took pictures before they started. And now we have water, after Saturday's big storm, there's pictures there. Of the water that's in our ground.
That would be Mr. Atherton.
Yeah,
Sorry?
That'd be
David
the
asked
previous
to come
town
in.
manager.
Yes, correct. And I just would like to know who's responsible to put that back the way it was.
Probably the contractor or the town. We didn't raise the elevation of the road there, correct?
We had a swale. In front, around the side of our driveway to. They leveled the ground, so there's no longer a swale there. But when they lifted up, they didn't cut the end of the driveway, they lifted it up. There's a picture of it there. They should have cut it, sort of, which we were told by the guy they installed, did the driveway. So it was. We were told it was done incorrect. Should have been cut, not lifted with a bucket.
Oh, they lifted.
Yes. I don't think they saw cut it down.
No.
Yeah, do you have, I haven't seen it, is your estimate in the packet?
It is.
Okay, do you mind if I either take it or should the cost?
Everything you.
Okay,
So, like I said, the driveway is 1.5 years old.
This is a picture of that.
I came up here and I said, that's a brand. Sure.
I just.
Oh, damn.
Should have had it in writing.
Well, with the fans going.
So this is,
Yes.
I called Tom the other day. This is like deja vu for us because 11 years ago, when the water line was put in, we haven't had water pressure in 11 years.
right,
I don't know if you're aware of that.
I was aware of it, but I believe they took care of it,
They did, but 11 years.
right,
It took them to find the problem.
yep,
I came up to pay the water bill and I say,
Okay.
Big Sean has been wonderful.
yep.
But there was some serious problems down. But things were wrong. I don't want to go through this again.
Right.
With a sewer pipe. I know it all needs to be done. I'm for that. I love this town. Tom, think it just 40 years ago, we moved here.
Right.
My husband was active in the fire department,
Mhm.
the Boy Scouts. Very supportive to the town and
No, I just wanted to know if it was in there, because I'm gonna take it with me to the meeting on Friday.
personally, whoever's gonna pave this road or whatever, I don't wanna put in my driveway. Cause I don't believe it'll be done the way company did our driveway or the original.
Driveway.
That's our
Okay.
want. We don't want anybody else touching it. He says it's fractured, the driveway's fractured,
So where,
so he's gotta cut it back. And because he says we'll have to have a new driveway between.
where's the fractured in the picture, man? I'm just trying to figure out. Is there
Oh,
a fracture point? I see a crack
What if-
along the apron, but I don't see a fracture.
What if we schedule time?
Yeah, I think you should take a look at it.
Yeah.
Can't see much.
You're welcome to.
Let's,
come down.
Let's take a look at it rather than try to look at this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So your paperwork with.
Whether we-
Witherby,
That's the original,
That was when they paved the driveway.
Yes, that's today's.
This is,
I'm wondering if we can.
this is one of the new, yeah, that's why I asked.
We will, especially, so we can't really discuss it further anyways, because it's not on the agenda, but we appreciate the information, so we'll schedule time to go look into it, and follow up with you, and we can, have it on the next agenda. Agenda for the next
Thank you
meeting.
very much for your time.
Yeah,
Again, I love the town. Don't want to be a squeaky wheel.
no, it's fine, I mean,
Sometimes you gotta be a speed
Yeah.
wheel.
if you're,
And so
We
while
got
I'm
it.
here, if you don't mind, I know this is not,
yeah, go ahead,
the speed on this road is terrible. You would think
even with the,
with
Yeah,
the
the
water
data,
rights and all of that, it is terrible.
right,
So. something to
Typically
think
at the
about that.
40 miles an hour all the way to the bridge.
Well, you've got a person here who can
Oh, we
relay that.
I've already been sitting up here, so.
we
we're-
got
we're
anybody?
on it. Not yet. Cause they all seem to wanna slow down when they see the black car sitting outside the road.
yeah.
Parking in the
Not a
car.
height.
In the parking lot.
We're on it.
Thank you very much.
Hey,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Oh, you got all that? Oh, okay, I know,
Yeah, so do we wanna do that right before the next meeting, just meet down there?
yeah, let's do that, that would probably be the best, so, yeah, so Anna, you can put this on the next
Yep, I
agenda.
already have it written down.
Okay,
on
and
the
then
next
we
agenda.
can all,
But also, if we all meet down there, it'll be a meeting, so you'll have to warn it.
At 6 o'clock.
Yeah, and just start.
We'll just meet there at 6 o'clock.
All right,
So I'm
I'll
gonna
meet,
warn a site
I'll meet
visit.
you down there because I'll have to have
Yep.
a precursor to the meeting.
Okay. all right, no other public comments, you guys are on the agenda. So, all right, old business, the RRPC mapping,
We should file for this statute.
did we, I thought there was what's the time frame on?
So it's 3 weeks, which is June 12th, but if we want more than that, I have to. So on your tables tonight, you had a email conversation back and forth with Logan and I. Because I studied the map as it is up here. And they don't have a lot of our water area in a village growth area, and according to Act 181, if you have water and you have soils that can handle septic systems, that's supposed to be able to be in a growth area. So I emailed Logan and told him, I don't know who to start with this, so I'm gonna start with you and you can pass the buck if you need to. But, we have Cornhill, Orchard Hill, Route 3, and we have further on 7 South and 7 North than what's in that map right now. Is there any way to expand that growth area to include that? I understand those that are on like West Creek Road and that kind of thing. Where we have water, we may not be able to have as a growth area because of it being more rural out there or whatever. And he said that he wasn't aware of exactly where our water boundaries were or whatever. And he's willing to look at it, and he said that, if you look at his email. I don't wanna get the wording wrong. He said, we encourage you to identify all areas currently served by municipal water and or sewer and submit a request to have them considered as either village area or planned growth area. We will then assess each area for compliance with statutory requirements. Additionally, upon further review of state law, it appears that the transition infill area shown on the draft map may qualify as a village area and be eligible for an Act 250 exemption even without any changes to the town plan or zoning. If that's of interest, please include it in your map revision request. For any other locations surrounding the village and not currently served by water and sewer, we're happy to evaluate their eligibility for village area designation, although inclusion is less likely.
I think we should put in for any of our commercial frontage, so everything on Route 7, everything on Route 3 should be considered growth area. It's commercially zoned right now. And that encompasses all the way on Route 7, right from Rutland all the way to Brandon. That's how it's changing Route 3 as well. It's already zoned that way. I think it needs to be included in the map.
Okay.
That would be my suggestion for my first look at this, since I got the map up. Yep. I think there's some other areas here that aren't properly locked. The more I look at colors, they don't coordinate. I think they're just swagging. They're looking at a parcel that's got partial, and I can look at our farm. The mountain is in the program, the rest of it is,
Okay.
it's all commercial frontage, it should be blocked off as well. So there's things here and there's other ones along the way. So I would recommend that we petition for all of our commercial frontage to be included in the growth area, even if water doesn't reach it, it's commercial.
So what about like Corn Hill and Orchard Hill?
Well, Route 3, they're on the water line, right?
They're on the water line, but they're part of Corn Hill.
Wherever the
So
water.
Route,
To the
Route
golf
3
course.
Route 3 is only as far as like Matt houses and stuff. It doesn't go very far down Route
Commercial
3.
zoning?
No, water.
No, the
Water.
I'm worried about the commercial zoning. 3 is all commercial on each side, that's considered growth.
Okay.
So should 7 where it's blocked commercial, that's why it's only commercial. So that would be my suggestion.
I think we should get a definition of a planned growth area. The way I understood him the other night, he was talking about residential and trying to get into the designation where within the growth area, they could develop a residential without going through that.
Right.
So if that,
That's why I'm asking if we want to include Corn Hill and Orchard Hill, which are on town water, which is one of the stipulations for part of the growth area. You know, we have water south on Route 7 quite a ways. North, it's almost to Kendall Hill. It's at where JR's used to be. It's the water and some sewer there. But, you know, so we can only quite expand that to, let's say, Kendall Hill. And in south, we have quite a ways we can,
No, we should be able to spend right past Kendall Hill all the way to Brandon, that's all commercially zoned up there.
but we don't have town water. sewer.
Commercially zoned, I think we should request it, because.
I think Jeff
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Greg, we'll get to you in a second. I just wanna. Hey, Jeff.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Can you folks hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have a hand or raise hand button on this. So I was used to using that. Two things that might be important with regards to the commercial zone. Pittsburgh is somewhat unique, and it has been for some time. But the topic you're talking about makes it perhaps especially important, and that is the zoning regulations allow a property owner to expand his commercial zone further than 600 feet from center line, all the way back to his back line if he should so request. That makes a huge expansion to the development area in this case. And I'm sure regional planning hasn't picked that up. It really is a relatively rare zoning language. But if you look in the decision, if you look in the definition of the commercial zone, it's a couple of sentences of, I think, very impactful language here.
Thank you.
And another thing is that along Route 3, there is one break in the commercial zoning district, and it's down by Stevens Road. It's north of Stevens Road. It's in the area around Dan's place and all of those subdivisions down there. But Route 7 is pretty much unbroken all the way up to the Brandon town line.
I can turn him up.
Oh, I can turn
bring
you
them
up.
up.
Can you hear me better now?
That's better,
Yeah.
I think.
I'm rarely mentioned as being quiet, so.
Well, it's good.
No. So again, I'm trying to find here the specific language that addresses the commercial zone. And I've got it. So it's in on page 6 of the zoning regulations. It is section 201D. Areas approximate to the primary transportation routes, currently likely to be areas of commercial growth, lots or a portion of which lie within 600 feet of the center line of Route 7, which are in an area designated as commercial, and which have a minimum of 200 feet of frontage on Route 7, or a minimum of 200-foot wide access strip to Route 7, and whose depth extends more than 600 feet from the center line to Route 7 are allowed to have the commercial district designation extended to the rear of the property line or to a conservation district, whichever is closer to Route 7. That's huge here if you're looking at potential development area.
There it is.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right, so I would like to make a suggestion, because Mark has noticed a lot of this makes no sense whatsoever. I think we need to have a special meeting. We come in here, this is the only thing we work on. Bring computers so you can actually blow it up and see what they're talking about before we agree to any of this.
I think it's a
Good idea.
Because I'm not gonna agree to this. Not unless it's something completely different than what I'm seeing.
Okay.
I don't know how they're getting what they're getting.
What's the date?
18th.
Keith, do you wanna do
We'll have
next
to do
week,
it next week.
the 11th?
That would work.
Do it on, yeah, much as I don't want to, we've got to.
Mhm. Are you gonna need me for that one? Do you need me for that one? You can zoom in.
If
I think we could take any notes.
if you
Yeah.
can't do it, I can. do
Yeah,
it.
I mean.
I can
we'll
do
just-
it. That's the night that I'm
We'll
home.
be
so-
going through it, making our findings, we're gonna write down our points, so I don't think we need to,
Well, if it's warned, I have to.
you have to.
Yeah,
Okay.
if it's warned.
No,
And I can
think
just
we
do-
got it.
I can do it as like we did with the town manager interviews. I can just make bullet points of areas of concern.
You guys have the ability to copy those on a PDF and that size? If you don't, I do have access to something like that. You
I-
gave me a PDF, you can get print your 10 maps.
That size?
Oh, really?
I have a printer at home that can do it.
I know, cause this is, I can't see.
You can't see.
No.
No.
Yeah.
A extra wide, so that I could print blueprints for Rick's company.
Yeah.
I have.
Like
the
a
big-
surveyor printer.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we can get some bigger ones before the next, for the special meeting, that'd be awesome.
That would be.
I'll remind the board that with the town owns one, there's a brand new one sitting in the clerk's office.
Thank you.
Lot of-
So, and he did say
Yeah.
that if
I know, thanks,
we
Greg.
blow these up on a computer, there's a lot more detail too.
There-
I haven't had time
So-
to do that.
Next meeting, I can pull it up on here and we can share it on the TV screen, so
That would be nice.
we can see it and we can actually zoom in and it actually shows like the different parcels.
But anything big we can.
I will always miss you.
Yeah.
I gotta have.
Who's been attending the planning commission meetings where they're talking about
Me.
the new zoning? Is regional reconciling this map to the Pittsburgh zoning map?
The Pittsburgh zoning regulations. And Pittsburgh zoning regulations right now are under review and Logan knows that because he's working with them. So there's a lot of shifting parts right now.
We don't have a Pittsburgh map here, but this doesn't seem to resemble the Pittsburgh zoning.
No,
Oh,
That
no.
didn't be-
Gotta watch out
Even
for the
remotely.
shifts.
yeah.
So that means this doesn't need a map.
No,
No, that's
no.
the,
It's
That's-
the same,
that's
it's the same
an-
thing, just large.
Yeah,
Big.
it does not, no.
and this, so this is regionals based on the Act 181, which Pittsburgh zoning is not relevant with 181 yet. They're still working on doing the to make it in compliance with 181 and some other act.
But these maps hold a lot of weight.
Yes, they do.
So this map
somebody-
needs to be correct.
Right.
It's gotta reflect the town map. If somebody wants to do a substantial development, if it's residential, commercial, or industrial even.
Yeah.
You've gotta apply to the town, looking at one map, and then you've gotta go through Act 250, which is gonna
Go to that.
drop to the regional map.
Right.
All right, so yeah, so we'll spend a whole meeting just to talk. Is there anything else we want to ask Ian to have ready for that meeting?
Could Ian email
Logan?
this guy, Logan, and let him know we are doing this? And that the map isn't anywhere near what we think it should be. So we're gonna work on it next week.
Is Pittsburgh zoning map on the website in color?
Yes,
in color?
Yes.
Thank you.
And just to finish again, you let him know we may not have it done by the date he wants it.
I'm gonna ask for an extension, which would be the 5 week, so that would be 2 weeks after our meeting, so next week, so if we need to add it to the agenda, the 18th to solidify everything. Before, we'll meet the 11th,
No, we're gonna need.
18th.
Okay.
If it interests the board, you're in good company with all the other towns that I deal with, so.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm sure.
Cause this is.
All right, we'll move on.
A question I had,
Oh, sorry,
it's okay. You
the
talked
heat is
about-
getting to me.
You talked about West Creek as being buildable, let's say, is the word. West Creek Road's a swamp until you get to the end of it up past the farm. So you're talking about that area up there? I mean,
I'm
West
not
Creek
sure what you're
road typically,
referring to.
it's not underwater, but it's real close. The
Yeah.
land around West Creek Road is usually underwater when the floods come.
On
So
the east-
no,
Yeah.
we're not talking, so I've told him where our water districts are, and that's what he's saying. It has to be looked at further, but he didn't realize there was water on that side. So that.
Regional
what has to be.
targeting growth areas
Right.
and having municipal water is one of the things that they require.
Right.
The growth areas?
Yeah.
And some of those growth areas can be designated, I forget what the classification is, where they. If they're designated correctly in our town zoning, they don't have to go through Act 250.
I remember that in the last meeting.
Great.
All right, okay, well, Fire Hill concerns.
Well, I'm gonna have to ask Mr. Bayuzi to get on and tell us what he's done.
Well, let's have a report from our guys first.
Okay.
Then we're not gonna pepper them until they let us know where we are.
I know,
Okay, well, I submitted a report to the select board at the last meeting. Did you folks receive and digest that?
Yes.
We read it at the last meeting, Jeff.
Well, that's where we are.
I didn't see that.
We read it at the last meeting.
And that tells what he's done.
You have it with you, Jeff?
I do.
Did you read it again?
Okay, all right. Okay, so I'll read, it's one full page. I'll read the contents. Okay, it was dated it was dated May 19th. For your last select board consideration. Dear select board, you are likely aware of the 3 chronic junk problem properties belonging to Wayne Forest Senior, parcel number 1075, Wayne Forest III, parcel number 0839, and Ashley Forest, parcel 0252. My own history with these owners started when I first took this assignment because it was a pre-existing situation. In the first quarter of 2024, the rat complaints from Fire Hill residents caused all 3 properties to be visited by the town manager, the health officer, and myself. And that's been the most recent uptick. The select board authorized the ZA to issue formal violations on all. There were outstanding violations already. Only Wayne Arney Forest Senior responded and made an attempt to clean up his road frontage. Dave Atherton contacted Wayne Forest III and Ashley Forest several times during the summer. And, I wasn't party to their conversation. But it sounded from Dave that there was going to be an effort, and in reality, there was a minimum effort to clean up. So I did a Fire Hill Road drive-by with Atherton on November 13th, 2024. Wayne Forest had 7 junk vehicles and boats scattered in his yard. Nothing new, but still old junk. Ashley Forest had 4 junk cars and 4 unregistered camper vehicles, some containing bags of undetermined materials. And Wayne Forest 3 had 7 junk vehicles in his yard. He had added to his collection. So I issued new zoning violations to all 3 mid-December 2024. I did it per statute by U.S. certified mail with return receipt, and I also sent it by regular U.S. mail. Wayne Forest Senior contacted the town manager, left me a voicemail and saying he would start cleanup this again as weather permitted. This was the beginning of winter. Neither Ashley Forest or Wayne Forest replied. Their unanswered certified letters were returned to the town 3 months later. Their regular letters were not returned, which indicates they were delivered but ignored. So that is, by the way, something I picked up from recent VLCT training and a training session that was held down that had a guest speaker on the Paulette military camp situation that they've pretty much gone through now. And so the attorney sent regular letters as well. They must have received the regular letters, whether they opened them or whatever, who knows, but they didn't get returned, which is indicative apparently to the court now as being delivered. The 3 letters were returned. So it's my opinion now that any resolution of this situation, per what the town attorney has usually recommended in the past, is that we issue fresh notices of violation and serve them in person with law enforcement. Back in December, there was some question about the whereabouts of Ashley Forest. I now have a pretty good understanding where she might be. Wayne Forest III moved out of Pittsford last year, but his primary residence is known in Brandon. And we all know where Mr. Forrest Sr. is. So it's unlikely the properties will be cleaned up or owners appeal to the ZBA. Based on past failures to comply, no further cleanup agreements should be granted. The matter should be referred to the town attorney once the notices have been served for immediate enforcement action. And you can check with the town attorney, but I think this is the only recourse that the town has for enforcement under 17 VSA chapter 117. And respectfully, Jeff Byzuzzi.
Anything you want to add to that, Jeff?
No, I mean, there isn't a lot of options here. We tried initially to use the ticket option as a way to shortcut the environmental court approach. That was really kind of a frustrating and dismal failure. The court didn't even address the ticket until 6 months after it was sent to the judicial court. And the court officer had a hearing on December in a snow day. The court had lost the photos I sent. They had poor records. The court judge wasted 15 minutes before we could finally start the hearing. And the average hearing in judicial court is 6 minutes. They do something like 90,000 hearings a year down in the Brattleboro judicial court. And they don't like municipal hearings. The judge said this in a VLCT public information session one time because it screws up their whole schedule. And that is essentially what happened that time. So the judge asked me to prove that these vehicles sitting in Wayne Forest's 3 yard were in fact his vehicles. How are we going to do that? They're all junk vehicles, you know, and probably he doesn't have title to any of them. He just bought them off the street. I don't know, but we didn't have them, and so they threw the ticket out of court.
New judge.
So can I make a comment? I presume I'm as sick of this as everybody else is. We keep messing around with 3 of them, okay? Can we pick one and do something with it? We got one. How long, Jeff, has Ashley's property been abandoned?
Yeah.
I would say probably approaching most of a year now. I don't know exactly if it has something to do with her infrastructure. David inspected.
All I wanted was a date. Okay, so we got
about a year.
Abandoned property for a year. Does she own?
Yeah, let him speak.
Does she own the land under that mess?
I believe she does.
She does.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So do we know if there's anything legally we can do as a town to clean up abandoned property?
I do not know. It's a good question and you're
What
asking.
I'm,
a question,
okay,
so
you don't know,
I'll refer
okay.
that to the attorney.
So where I'm going with this is possibly if we make an example out of one of them, maybe the others will at least attempt to clean up a little bit and get us somewhere. What's been happening since, God, forever,
Forever.
is we keep writing tickets, nobody does anything, okay? And we're gonna keep writing tickets and nobody's gonna do anything. So we need to pick one and deal with it. The fact she hasn't been there for a year, I would say she clearly probably isn't coming back. So
She
is there
visited every
something that we
day.
can do?
Don't.
Is there something we can do to clean that up legally? I don't know if there is. I'm just throwing that out. Let's put our effort all into one, then we'll move on to the next.
Okay, I took a little tour a couple days ago. And Ashley, and I assume it was her boyfriend, were sitting in the car in front of that trailer. And they mowed a lawn through the stuff to the front door of the trailer. I don't think the trailer's accessible, but they're gonna show that they have been there. And we'll talk about the look I got when I drove by.
Well, the question is if they're current on their taxes.
I think they have a tax plan, do they not?
Right?
So 2 out of the 3 are paid now. The other one, which is Ashley, does have a repayment plan and she has been paying it. She is not eligible for tax sale at this point because she has paid off her 23, 24 taxes. The only ones that are due are 24, 25. I did talk to Gary about this. Can I talk about what I talked to Gary about?
Sure.
So I talked to Gary about the situation and Gary asked me to ask Jeff, which I did do, to send all of the correspondence he has spent or sent to all 3 properties on Fire Hill. And then he was gonna take a look at it. I haven't heard back. I don't know if Jeff has sent him everything yet or not. But I did ask him, I believe last week, to do that. And then Gary was gonna take a look at it and see what legal actions we could pursue on all 3.
If Gary was the one who was supposed to request that, I haven't seen that request. And we can.
Yeah,
look for it. So,
I asked him to send it.
These notices that have been sent. Has Chief Warfel hand delivered any of these?
Well, in December, I asked Dave Atherton to send them, have them served, and I don't know if he followed up or not. I don't believe so. So it was right at Christmas.
Oh, I think that's
I don't know
something
the
that
story there.
we
Yeah.
should look into. Is having these notices delivered.
Yeah.
By Chief Warfel or somebody in the department.
Yeah.
So then we've got a record if they've actually seen this or not.
Yeah.
So they can't take that route. Now, the other thing is the vehicles and trash in the front of the trailer are definitely in the town's right of way. They're in the road.
Some of them are, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't want the town to end up paying to remove that stuff again, but
We did one time several years
I
ago.
remember, yeah. But in the last 10 days, I talked to a number of neighbors. Some of them were included in, when we went through this last year, some of them weren't. There are a lot of neighbors out there that are not happy with this situation.
Well, sure.
I don't know exactly what teeth we have. Wasn't there a letter here? Did you have someone go look at it, Rich?
Yes.
The animals, yes.
Yes.
The horses, yeah.
Yes.
I just read the thing over.
We need, can we back up, because Ann brought up a point, I wanna clarify this, for Dan's comments. Ann just said that she requested you to send that material to Gary last week. Did you get that request from Ann?
I
Jeff?
haven't seen it, but,
Verbal. It was verbal in the
oh,
hallway.
well, then I'm sorry, I didn't,
Yeah.
the answer is I have not followed up on it yet.
All right, we will have it written, Jeff, today, and we'd like you to send that to Gary.
Question. Can you serve somebody a warrant or a bill or whatever at their place of employment with a police officer?
I don't think. so.
Because Artie
You can
Junior
read.
is at
I don't know the answer to that, Rich.
Don't think. you-
I don't think you can either.
What about the court order?
No.
We try to not bring in their place of employment, so.
Dude, it's too late for that.
No, I think he's got a point. There's certain rules.
There's
on
laws
business,
that
Right.
with that.
And it usually has
Go
to do
do
with their
that and then
residents.
we can't do
Yeah,
anything.
then
Their residents, you can.
Yes.
And that's been a problem with Ashley, because when she vacated, she was kind of a vagrant in West Rutland.
Yep.
Now I think we've located her recent and current place of stay. It's unconfirmed, but we think we know where she is.
All right.
So specifically, what are the violations of a town ordinance that are taking place?
Well, the ordinance itself is very clear on that. It has to be to be statutory. And there's a first offense and a fine, a second offense and a fine, and then.
What is the statute? Yeah, what, is it the junk statute or?
Junk statute. No, the current zoning ordinance does not have anything in it about open storage. And in that regard, I sent to regional planning and I sent copies to the planning commission members today on a cover-to-cover review of the current zoning regulations that I did last Sunday. And included in that is new language that addresses open storage. And it's not designed to replace the current junk ordinance. It's designed to be complementary and then more visible than the current junk ordinance.
There is an unregistered vehicle ordinance though,
Yeah.
correct?
yeah.
Well, the junk ordinance has a number of it addresses the number allowed. It's basically 2, 3 or more trigger the ordinance, and that includes unregistered trailers and any campers and anything that's supposed to go on the road that doesn't have a current registration. So, by the way, the last time I did this with someone else, he sent in registrations. They were the $6 60-day registrations. So my suggestion, again, there's a few holes in that original junk ordinance that really only gives it lip service as to trash and garbage, which hampers Rich. And then there's it just says registration, but the state now has, you can send in $6 and get a temporary registration, and then the argument could be had, he's got a registered vehicle. Because look, we don't have the time or resources to check every 60 days that he's got a registered vehicle. So I think the language should say at least 1 year registration.
They should amend that to be registered and inspected.
Inspect,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that's
there you go.
love
Yes, that,
Because the inspections, you don't even get a sticker for the license plate.
No.
Right.
so there's
So
no
a
way.
lot of these guys are putting a license plate that came out of the junkyard on a vehicle.
Mhm.
So you know,
Well,
It's registered.
I don't argue with that, but you know, it could be, and some towns do have that language. Let's face it, if you have a car that your daughter's off to college for 4 years, whatever, you're not gonna run the inspection until the car is in service. So, and we have complaints about people who have cars that are very collectible cars. They don't put them on the road, but they have them on their property. And they're not junk by any means, but they may not have a current inspection. So just food for thought.
Thank you, Jeff. Rich, do you have anything you'd like to add?
About the animals, I had a vet go look at the ones that already seen her. Says they're all fine. Granted. When I was back there were more junk cars that you can see
Right,
in the back of the property that you can't see from the roadway.
you can see them.
Not in
After you
the-
go past his trailer. That's what I wanted to talk about. There's like 12 or 13 vehicles at Artie Junior's.
I'm not talking about
I
already.
know.
Greg,
Already
let's let Rich finish,
So-
but let's stay on the
so-
topic of the animals first.
The animals, he says they're not, the only one that he had concern with was the white little pony that they need a farrier to come cut the
hoofs.
and that's it. However, but looking around, he's like, they've got technically, per what he said, the coverage to get in and out of weather and everything else. Unfortunately, they've got the woods right there.
Yeah.
That's technically coverage that he said.
Yep,
So,
It is.
he's done that.
that's,
So,
yeah,
but the problem, like he says, the problem is that he's got the horses in with metal and everything else, and
right,
that would be a concern, but he can't.
But there were no injuries.
right, I know.
So,
I know,
so,
the animal
well-
thing is never gonna be like a
No.
place that we're
He
gonna.
looked at them from the road, we quote over the
No.
fence.
No, well, I walked right on Artie's seniors, property. He went with me,
Okay.
I was in uniform. Cruiser, I
Okay.
didn't dare get near the house because of the dog that's right there.
Yep.
So, but I was able to walk around the property. There's no signs, there's no trespassing or anything, so I was able to. Check on the animal, so.
All right,
And I did, just to give you a heads up, I did go to their,
Wayne third.
Rutland Humane Society. They're the ones that sent me to him.
Okay,
okay,
okay, so
Thank you.
we've done that.
all right, thank you. All right, and we do understand, Greg, so there are more vehicles.
Way more vehicles than you have seen, and behind Senior's house, there's at least 7 more. He has 4 in his driveway down to his trailer, so that's 11 or more.
So it's like
Okay.
a junkyard now.
That's.
It is.
Yeah.
We gotta stay.
And so if I might. And
Yes.
I'm gonna pick on you a little bit, Jeff. And I think you deserve it. Because as a zoning administrator, you're supposed to respond effectively to concerns of us. Your town people. Record keeping, field inspections, those are all part of your responsibility. Properties to evaluate compliance. Summarize in writing to the board. If appropriate, take pictures. Gives notice of violations and initiates court action. That's your responsibility. And you haven't done it. When I came to the first meeting last month, the Board of Selectmen, I'm gonna say, kind of cheaped out. That's the word I'll use. They said, we thought everything was fine and dandy because nobody's come to the meetings and complained. That's not our responsibility. We made an appointment. We came, we spoke, you heard, and nothing happened. Except for maybe, I think you tested a septic field or something like that, and you looked at the animals, but as far as I'm concerned, big, fat, 0.
All right, thank you.
So-
We are,
I'm sorry, I get emotional because this is.
okay,
I can respond to that.
go ahead. Jeff.
And I understand your frustration. And it's not that there hasn't been any action taken. The last action taken was in December. You can't act until you get the notices of violation delivered. We didn't get the notices of violation delivered, and we didn't know that they weren't delivered until essentially April. And there is a limited amount of time and resources available. And in April, you can't do anything to clean up anyway. So it is a frustrating process that has been going on for many years, as we've talked about. And I understand that the board has to have the appetite to cover the legal expenses that these enforcement actions are going to have to involve. And I wish there was a quicker way to do it, but I don't know of it. I mean, I know of other ways to catch cooperation from certain property owners, but they don't involve these property owners. So, I mean, there are tools that are kind of creative and out of the box that somehow encourage people to come into compliance. But these particular parties that we're talking about tonight probably would not respond to those, so.
So can I ask again, if any of these notices were handled to the chief to be delivered?
I sent them to Atherton with a request to hand deliver them.
I'm sorry, Jeff, what?
I sent them to Atherton with a request to I handed them, put it in his mailbox to hand deliver them.
I believe at least once that was, from what I recall, with Dave and Chief discussing things. I wasn't privy to everything, obviously, but I do know there was a handoff at one point. Please hand deliver these. I know Chief does talk to Artie now and then about different things happening on his property. So I'm assuming at least one set was hand delivered.
I can tell you what I remember. And I might be wrong, that these notices were to be through David Atherton to chief to be hand delivered to all three of those properties.
And I know Chief did go to West Rutland to a property multiple times to try to hand over an envelope at one point, and I believe it was finally successful after about the fifth attempt.
So
But that was last fall,
does he record any of this? Chief?
if Chief.
Well, I think he has to have a notice of service. And I could look at the file on that to see if he's handed me a copy of that.
I don't think, no.
I don't know tonight offhand if that's been the
I
case.
don't know.
I don't think.
But the point is that these folks are not gonna probably pay any attention to it until they're given a summons for environmental court. And this is gonna be somewhat reminiscent of, you know, the recent and currently ongoing situation, elsewhere north of town, so.
Thank you, Jeff. So I think we should certainly look at the, continue to look at the, maybe closing some loopholes in our ordinance.
Can I make a motion that we take these three legal, and get them to Gary, and start the motion? I've got an appetite to get this done.
Okay, yeah. I agree. Do we have a second on that? Oh, sorry. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Right.
Aye.
One last comment about my neighbor's house. He now has 7 pigs, whatever it is.
Yep.
His property, how's that? He has 7 pigs, and if you look from the road, you can see where all the drainage is going.
Mhm.
All of it's going right out of the corner of his property, right into the creek that goes behind my house. It is absolutely pristine. All the way down to Fire Hill Road, and then it crosses. Now, I've not gone in the woods, I'm not going on his property.
Hmm.
But that water's going to that brook.
So we were going legal with this. You're more than
Yeah.
welcome to write up everything you've got and can be submitted to our attorney. All right,
Okay.
and then we'll have it right there written, all right?
Thank you,
Okay,
All
I
right.
like that.
Okay, we're gonna leave that, it'll be ongoing, but for now, we're gonna,
You can drop off the.
Move it on.
Can I, just for the record here, for people I've talked to who hesitate to speak. Part of it's because of veiled, threats. From some of these people. And, they have families.
Mhm.
And I talked to Greg. I talked to a couple others to try to document some of this. Or even document what they perceive as
Sure.
going on.
all right.
So that's why they've hesitated to be in there.
All right, well, I guess you can ask them if they'd like to write anything up that we can also send to
I
Gary
did.
here. Okay.
They,
great comment.
they can,
I've been threatened by him, right
Okay,
in,
so
at my mailbox.
all right, well, we'll do
Dan,
this in.
on another legal matter, people have been bringing it to me. I write anonymous on it, I scan it, I send it to Gary. Their name's not on it. So if they want to anonymously write up something, I don't even ask their name, they hand me something, I scan it, I send it to Gary.
And if you're dealing with threat too, should we give them right to the chief and document it and handle it? Don't take it all on yourself.
It hasn't been threats that I've handled, it's
If
just,
there is, I'm just
Yep.
saying, we're done with this issue, but if that happens, write it down, get it to the chief and document it. Thanks. Right.
All right, lifeguard pool hours.
Hi.
Hey.
Thanks for your faith.
Absolutely. It's not as bad in here right now, thankfully. Okay, so.
You're lying, you're lying.
We can turn
Well,
the
I haven't
fans
been
back
talking, so
on
give me
now.
5 minutes and maybe I'm gonna,
That's right.
yeah.
Excuse me, sorry to interrupt. Is it possible for me to sign off, or do you have
You
any
may, Jeff,
further
you may.
questions for the board? From the board?
We're all set, but thank you.
Thanks.
Appreciate you
Okay.
being there.
lower settings, so it's not.
Okay, thank you. Good night.
That one can go
See
back
ya.
on too.
Do you want me to turn that on? I got it. So, last year. I had 10 lifeguards, give or take, maybe 10, 11,
Yeah.
just because they were so scattered. And the swim area, the swim area was open, 7 days a week, 12 to 6. And we scheduled the lifeguards. A lot of attendance, not a lot of attendance. The biggest attendance that I have at the rec area, swim area, are summer camps throughout the week, right? And I already have maybe the entire summer taken up. I only have 4 lifeguards this year. 4.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my proposal. This is what I would like to do. I would like to have the lifeguards Monday through Friday during the times that there's summer camps, because summer camps cannot come onto the rec and swim if there's no lifeguard, unless they bring their lifeguards.
Yep.
Right? So what I think we should do is have the lifeguards at the swim area Monday through Friday. Okay, and then have the swim area, we can adjust the hours, just because I think that honestly, 6 o'clock is a little too early for me. I think it should be a little later, because I know that I my kid is 19, but I know that when I had a young kid, have dinner, nice evening, let's go out swimming. So I'd like to adjust the hours and then have the weekends, no lifeguard, and have the swim at your own risk signage. It's there today. I did it today because it was almost 90 degrees. And when I left the rec area, I was at the rec area from like 8 to 4:30, because we had like 3 camps there. The swim area was full. There was like probably 8 to 10 people just hanging out and swimming. And it was free today. So I'd like to have lifeguards Monday through Friday. Before lifeguards come on, swim at your own risk. When lifeguards sign off, swim at your own risk, Saturday and Sundays. Now, if next year, the reason I only have 4 lifeguards this year versus the 11 that I had last year is because half of these kids are college students. And they're in their either junior or senior year, so their summers are now internships, whatever.
Yeah.
So my 4 that I have now, I think I may have for a while because they're young high school kids. Okay, so my backup plan for next year is that this is something I was going to do last year, is become a lifeguard instructor. Take the course, become a lifeguard instructor, and then I can offer the class like I wanted to do before. It'll be an extra revenue for the rec department, and then I can offer the classes, and then I can have lifeguards. And then if anything, if I don't have a lifeguard, I can adjust my schedule and my day and be at the swim area to help out if needed.
Do you have time to do that?
I'll make time. I'll make time.
Make sure.
I'll make time. I'll make time. And another thing I would like to do, is make the swim area free. I think a lot of people don't go to it because they have to pay a fee, even though the fees are very low. I'd like to make it, and if you guys don't want to do that, that's okay.
Free for town residents?
I was just gonna say, we can do free for town residents, and then anybody else that comes in will pay a fee.
Yeah.
Where do they pay the fee?
They would, see, that's where it can get a little tricky, because we don't have, like right now, I spent the entire day there today because I have my little shed that Anya brought for me. So I have my computer in there, I'm working. It was a little too hot though, so I had to sit in the shade. So depending on what we decide to do, I can make myself available, you know what I mean? Or the lifeguards can do it as well. I can make myself available or train one of the lifeguards to basically, you know, because they took passes and they took payments before. So they know how to do it. So we can just say, if it's town residents, bring your ID, show your Pittsburgh address, you go in for free, you're out of town, pay the fees that you have to pay. So at least we're getting a little bit of revenue. But I just think that the revenue that we receive right now for the passes doesn't really balance itself out. And I think I can increase, I can play around with other areas that we do charge in the rec to make that difference and have the swim area, because I think that if it was free, it would just be used a lot more than it is
I
right
think
now.
that sounds
That's
great.
And then by my becoming a lifeguard instructor, I can continue and offer the course to have lifeguards, but then I can also be one if needed. And I think it just kind of like works itself
I'm
out.
trying to recruit the lifeguard.
So I put out ads in papers, word of mouth, Facebook, all the channels that I can, social media. It was in the Addison, it was in the Rutland, it was in the Brandon Reporter.
We did indeed.
I was gonna say it was
And
on
we did
Indeed.
Indeed as well. And I'm telling you, how many applications did we get in Indeed?
So indeed, we only got 10 and not one single one looked
Well,
and was
Not
qualified.
one had a lifeguard certification.
Only one had a CPR one.
Oh, boy.
Not a and it was a lifeguard, so it's pretty funny the
Yeah.
things that you get on Indeed.
Yeah,
So that's what I would like to do.
Okay, that sounds good.
I think that adding the swim at your own risk,
Mhm.
signage is good, you know what I mean? Like I had T-ball practice this afternoon, so there was a little girl complaining like, Dad, I wanna go swimming, and he's like, no, it's not open, and I'm like, no, it is open. And she's like, but I don't have a bathing suit, I'm like, take off your shoes and go walk and put your feet in the water. She was standing in there having a great time, so.
So does a sign say exactly what? Swim at your own risk or no
Yeah.
lifeguards?
No lifeguards, swim area open 12 to 6, swimming at your own risk. Now, if we need more specific verbiage, I would more than want to do that, because again, the signs on, the times on the signs is 12 to 6. I'd like to open it a little more.
Yeah.
So if we want to be very specific with verbiage, I can most certainly order a sign.
Yeah, okay.
Lifeguards on present.
Yeah,
Or swim at your own risk, period. You
Okay,
think, yeah?
It definitely has to say swim at your own risk.
yeah,
I mean, I've seen the signs. I think what we have is sufficient. We just need to change the times. You know, if we did 10 to 8 or whatever. Especially with the weekends. The signs are compatible with what's I've seen in other towns.
yeah.
I don't feel bad about that.
Yeah,
And really, I've looked at the budget and the revenue that we get from that. For family passes even is minimal enough that I think we could, like,
we came for a
I
vote.
think that's a good
Listen.
suggestion.
Yeah, I think so, just because, you know what I mean, open gate, come in, you know, and it's just like. Cause it would be different if we had a full-time person down there that was selling passes, if you know what I mean, like Cranberry Park or something like that, but we're not, you know, we're
Yeah.
a small town, so I just think that open, you know what I mean, town residents free, everybody else pays. Summer camps pay just because that is going to help with paying the
Sure.
lifeguards, right?
Yeah.
And then if it gets to the point that I end up with no lifeguards, I don't foresee that happening. There is a backup plan that I can request the camps to bring their own lifeguards, like,
Okay.
okay, if you wanna come, absolutely, I won't charge you anything, just
Yeah.
bring your own lifeguard, you know what I mean? And then, but we just have to make sure that the revenue and everything kind of sets itself.
So there's not any chance of getting any kids trained between now and.
No, I do have a chance of maybe getting 1 or 2 more, because one of my current lifeguards has a friend that is actually taking the training course. And I'm actually working with a couple of camps and families that want to be at the swim area but want to request and have a lifeguard. And if I can get them there, great. So I'm trying to keep everyone happy in terms
Sounds
of
like
both
we're not-
sides.
Sounds good.
I know.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you need a motion for that?
I don't think so.
do we need a motion to negate? The pool pass requirement for Pittsburgh residents?
Definitely. Minus
I think it's under.
Rates are,
for
so.
the budget, when there's money involved, that might.
Historically, the select board has set the rates.
So moved.
Yeah. Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
There we go.
Sorry, I just wanna make sure we're all doing
Oh, yeah.
that.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, let's try to bang the rest of these out.
Yep.
Penalty
Yep.
letter to residents with delinquent dog licenses. Looks fine to me.
I had Gary
Thank you very
check
much.
it just to make
Yep.
sure.
Okay.
Have a good night.
I'm gonna go to my office, so if you guys need me next, let me know.
All right, cool.
Gary did double check it.
Yeah.
He said he saw nothing
That's
wrong.
fine.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Cool.
we will mail them out tomorrow.
Awesome. We should hang up the
Who did they
holiday.
go to?
So they are going to go to everyone who has previously registered a dog who does not currently has not this year registered their dog. There's 4 pages of residents who have not registered a dog this year.
That's
that
the list you
previously
had last meeting. right?
Registered.
Yes.
So how many that unregistered, how many dogs do you think there might be in town that have never been registered? So we wouldn't be tracking.
We
them at
won't
all.
be tracking them. I have talked previously to Rich and I did talk to Sulia that we're probably gonna have to unfortunately do a dog census and go door to door.
I've done that for many years.
We haven't done it, I think, since
We should-
Denise
Oh,
was here.
we used to?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I've done it bad, yeah.
Can
bet
we
it's
do
been-
that in the form, included in the newsletter first?
So I have put dog license requirements in the last 2
Yeah.
newsletters.
we did that.
People know, because they've been seeing it, because people have been asking me questions about.
I
They
did
have
put it
to,
out
you
in
know.
Facebook land that, don't forget your license. I did put something out there in Facebook land saying we're going to start enforcing the fines for not doing it, and we've had several people come in since to register their dogs from my little notice that I stuck out there, so I'm hoping these letters would.
Well,
Finish that
there
out.
was a few of them that were on 2 years ago that were on last year's too, so you should just probably go back 2 years and. Send them all, because the fact is, I think some of them are still have the dogs and.
So,
Guys-
okay, what does a dog census involve? Who does that?
Usually it's been our police officers that did in the past,
Okay, so
involved going door to
not
door.
really a cost to us then.
Well, yeah, you got to pay the
Well,
officers. for that.
Oh, okay, for their
Yeah,
hours.
there's a cost.
Okay, yeah.
Hours, yeah.
Yep,
Oh,
so,
it's a cost.
Yeah, let's hold off on the dog.
well,
census
no,
for
but
now.
maybe what we need to do is put in
This
that.
letter out first.
We'll put the letter, but also in the newsletter, the fact that, you know, we're becoming aware there's possibly some dogs that have never been registered and that we are looking into doing a dog census to find these and get a few of them. Get a few of them to come in and see what we get. Right, because we're gonna have to do it, but
Honestly,
Let's see
with
if
that,
we
I
can-
wouldn't put it in the newsletter, I put a sheet of paper in it, so people actually, when they opened up, like a white sheet.
Yeah.
So they
Separate
physically
copies.
see it.
fine.
Like a
For everyone.
form
Yeah,
to register their dog?
However works, yeah.
Well, what if we, instead of doing that, why don't we do a postcard that's an everyday mailing that goes to every house in Pittsburgh that says. We will be doing a dog census.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost us
I-
less than doing it.
Far less than something.
Whatever's the cheapest way, it's.
That might be the first.
The way to go, right?
Be a way to go.
Whatever you think.
Who does the
What's
letter, who does the newsletter go out to?
So
Everybody.
it goes,
Everybody.
so,
Who's that, the voting list or the?
no,
grant
so
list?
No, it's-
it's an everyday direct mailing through the United States Postal Service, so it goes to every house. PO box for all of Florence and all of Pittsburgh, those that live, like Mr. Mill, get hand labeled and stamped newsletters to their house. For the ones that have Brandon addresses that live in Pittsburgh. As far as I know, they're all covered. There might be a couple near the Brandon line that don't get them, but it's as close as I can get.
Listen, I'm gonna have a heat stroke.
Yeah.
This dog.
Anything else?
I know.
You had something you wanted to add?
Yes, okay, so I was approached, keep this nice and quick, here you go. I was approached by two young ladies to host for the first time ever in Pittsburgh. Would you like one? Okay.
Was it-
The Renaissance
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay.
This is
So-
on the agenda.
I'm sorry?
They added it to the agenda.
Oh, thank you. So it sounds really cool, okay?
Renaissance fair.
Yes, so, and this is the first one that will be done in this area, okay, yeah, I think from an economic development portion, I think it's gonna be fantastic because these type of fairs have a huge following. We'll get people from New Hampshire, Massachusetts, all over the place. So what they would like to do is they would like to, host this, all the information is right here. They'd like to host it, at the rec area, swim area and baseball field on the bottom, okay? They are going to charge an admission fee of $10 for adults and $5 for children, okay? And then, as you can see, it's just gonna be fairy tale king and queens type of areas, and it's going to be pretty fun. They would like to utilize, they asked me if they would use Lothrop as a backup for the parking. I said it's better to use the Vermont Police Academy, depending if you all agree to host this, I will then make that arrangement with the police academy. It says here that they will go ahead and bring their own wagon to bring people from the academy down. And they do have the insurance policy that they need. So what I would request is, of course, to list us as additional insured and to also add the endorsement, and I can be very specific with my insurance history. So they can make sure that they add, that they will cover any damages that are made.
So are they willing to post the bond ahead of time, refundable, of course, but something,
I can ask.
I think with, if you're, this is gonna be that big, we better have something in case there's a major cleanup.
Well, that's why
Well,
she's saying.
no,
she's
and
a writer on
it's
the
here, and it's
insurance.
here too. It says, setup cleanup. Organizers will coordinate setup beginning Saturday, September 6th at 7 AM and ensure flow cleanup is completed by 4 PM Sunday, September 7th.
I'm just wondering if something,
Yeah.
they didn't get it back, as long as
Yeah.
everything's the way it should be, but I don't think it should be left for our town employees to clean up if they don't.
Oh, yeah, no, but see, that's the clause, adding that endorsement of making sure of the damages and whatnot, that covers them. Or,
Yeah, but if the mess is there, even if it's on paper, then you gotta do the paper chase.
Yeah, no,
I'm
that's,
just
yeah.
thinking, I don't know what everyone else's feeling is on that, but.
Like I talked to Joe and we were, and I talked to the people organizing it as well. I asked animals, cause I'm like, okay, Renaissance Fair is gonna have, horses and goats of some nature. And they were like, we were thinking it, but if you don't want it, we don't do it. So basically whatever we are willing to accept that they have, they're willing to adjust so they can utilize
They
their,
have their own insurance.
they have their own insurance.
And they should
This
be
is
able to
totally
add
right.
on to the
Absolutely
insurance.
Yes, yes.
A few bucks.
Super well known for putting on events. This is being a Colleen.
Yeah,
right.
this is
This
Colleen,
isn't
right,
like
yeah,
people
it's,
we don't
she's the
know.
one that does the Brandon Carnival,
Right.
she's the one that does all of that, so she knows what she's doing.
Like
It's
decades
not-
of reputation, like putting on events, I think,
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay, if you're good with it, but I.
especially with the insurance fees, I'm fine.
so,
with
and
it.
I was just gonna
I'm more-
say,
Try and see, but
If they could add a rider by to their insurance policy.
they can add, and that's what the
That-
endorsement
that
would
would
be,
be
yeah.
acceptable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have something in there for that. My only other thing is, we have to make sure this doesn't interfere with kids' sports that are going on.
No, because we haven't, that, I control the soccer schedule.
I got a feeling-
I was gonna
Kind of,
say
sort
that.
of,
She
so
takes
if I had this on my calendar, I would not be hosting, a soccer
Just
game.
wanna make sure it's not
Yeah.
disrupting the residents.
No,
Okay, then I'm-
And it'll, and because I just gave this to you guys and you guys don't have it, it's a 2-day event. It's a Saturday, Sunday, and it's from 10 to 2, so it's only half a day, so it's not like an entire day,
September.
September. So September, 6th and, the 7th, from 10 AM to 2 PM. After 2 PM,
Require any of this.
Those people dressed up like fairies sure get rowdy.
they are,
Magic dust.
so they are going to have their own, set of volunteers and,
Sure.
maybe, but if we would like to require that, we can.
No, I'm
And I
not
did-
requiring, I'm just wondering if they are requiring it, I wanna make sure. that-
Yeah, no, so what being that I do have a lot of experience in doing a lot of these type of events, when I go back to them, I'm gonna let them know, this is what you need. You need X amount of, lifeguard, volunteers for this section, so on and so forth. The same way that I'm doing it, because we're collaborating with the Lavender Fest here in Pittsburgh in July, so it's just,
I
yeah.
guess I don't have a problem as long as the town is covered by the
Yeah,
insurance and
absolutely.
someone can oversee it and make sure that
Yeah,
it does get cleaned up.
yeah, no,
So we could
absolutely.
always have, have PD usually on patrol anyways that day. We could always have them to swing in and check things
I'm
out.
just saying, if they require it.
Yeah,
then
yeah,
they-
I'll
they
ask,
have to
yeah.
Pay for it,
And I
Right,
did
but
tell
I'm just
them,
saying if we have to,
that's all.
yeah, and I did tell them that if they,
They
if they
might
want
want
to.
special options for
I,
this.
I
I
assume,
see how it
did
goes.
you know this is the last, roundtable meeting, it doesn't conflict with any other.
You know what? A good point. Thank you, because I wasn't at that meeting. I will make sure that
I
it
wasn't
isn't.
either, so I can't help you, I know there's.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it might be the same date maybe as the, touch truck. At Pittsburgh. Village
Which
Farm.
wouldn't be, that wouldn't.
That
be a
wouldn't
big
be-
con- That would
right,
just
okay.
keep people in town.
The
Or the other, okay, yeah, that's the only
Very
thing.
Oh, they're fun.
Yeah.
The food's usually amazing.
Yeah. It sounds like it's, the layout that they provided to me, it sounds, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. That would be good.
All right,
And Joe was all for it. He was like, oh my God, I thought that, Joe was,
Yeah.
no, I don't want it. And I'm,
yeah, no, that'll be
That's
cool.
all right, yeah.
See how
That'll
it
be
goes.
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
and if it goes well, they would like to become, to go ahead and do it every year here.
Well,
Try
that's
one.
exciting, that's exciting, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Beer can?
All right, so,
I don't know.
there's always like big chicken leg,
circular.
what did I say?
Turkey.
Turkey leg.
They do sell?
Huh?
Oh, yes.
They do sell?
Usually it runs on Thursday.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never been to doing something.
All right, I guess, municipal request for tier 1B designation.
So
We just need
I
to
don't,
Sign off on that, I read it, but
we can sign off on it, or we can hold off a little bit, not long, if we wanna.
we should tie it in with this.
We can
map,
tie it in
yes.
with a map,
Absolutely.
but
should
we
be.
also, like some of these questions, we're not quite there yet. We will be by the time that regional planning has to hand these in, so right now we have to put that as of December 31st, we will have met this. Because right now we're in the middle of redoing our town plan and everything too.
Okay,
So it's kind of like we're in limbo area.
So you
okay, so we'll hold off on that till.
tabling it
Yep.
until the next,
Yeah.
the 11th meeting.
Yes, sir. All right, okay. Let's recess as and open up as liquor board. And deal with the one, yeah, the one
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yeah,
mislabeled, mistitled, whatever.
So
permit.
Helen has called and requested that they fix the typo in the
Okay.
name. And it's for Pittsburgh Village Farm for Shelburne Winery, I believe, to come down for their event. I believe it's June 19th.
Okay,
I will make a motion to approve it pending changing
Yeah,
the
second,
name.
I'll second that.
all right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, and then anything on orders?
And you said the event's on 6/19.
They were good. I'd say it.
All right, you can send those down, Ann, we'll start signing.
So this, I'm gonna cross out Pittsburgh, Great Pittsburgh for the liquor
Yeah.
license. And we have in the minutes that it has to say that.
That's. Okay.
And I think everything else is in here.
Fine.
Yeah, sign it anyway.
That's the email. You can't sign it on the email.
So that came, I don't know if anyone cares or not. We don't really have an opinion on it at this point. It's just letting us know of changes for the bridge. It's Route 3 area had to be reconfigured in order to work to go on to the bridge area. It's something that Belden's worked all winter with V-Trans on.
All right, that's,
So if-
that's what I thought. I'll leave that.
So any changes are in like the bubbles.
Okay.
So if you just read the bubbles, that'll give you a good indication of what's changed.
Thank you.
Cause I got lost until I saw changes are in bubbles.
Oh. We should have our executive outside.
I have it in my office. My office is a lot cooler.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
Cool.
It was cooler.
Maybe your office,
Oh, yes, bro, it will make us move fast.
The door open now, we should have done that a long time ago.
Well, it was hotter out earlier when the sun was out.
know.
Now the sun's down.
You can wear.
What's that?
What are you gonna wear?
It's gonna look- Still naked as a village idiot.
No, you cannot.
Oh, wait, there's an ordinance for that.
Can't do that. Then I'm definitely not.
Then I'm not. Yes. exactly.
All right, unless I've missed anything or anybody has anything else. I'll take a motion to go into executive in accordance with 1 VSA 313A. For premature general public knowledge would clearly place the municipality or person involved at a substantial disadvantage to discuss the appointment, employment, or evaluation of a public officer or employee, provided that a public body must make the final hiring or appointment decision and explain its reasons for the decision in open meeting. 1 VSA 313A3 to include the interim town manager.
That apply for the second?
Yes,
Now we just avoid.
Yes.
yes. We, technically, what we would do is after this executive, we would. Turn to.
And you,
But
Alicia,
We do have two executives are on there, one with interim town manager and one without.
and you'll send me the conclusions because there.
I'll
won't be-
remind her.
Yeah, you failed me last time.
No,
Dave, would you
I know.
remind Alicia to send me the
You don't
conclusions?
answer my calls anymore.
It's okay.
You text her.
Can we just go to?
All right, now you're elected to send this in.
Yeah.
Did we make a motion?
No, you did.
I just made a motion. You need a second.
Who's the second?
Letting that much roll there.
Dan,
Dan's the second, Dan's the second.
yes.
In a second.
Say aye. That ends the open for a meeting.
Okay, I'm glad we took care of that for you,
It's the end
Alicia.
of our shit show.
Jeez,
But
I
it's not
know.
on camera.